Joe Biden, he's the elderly man pretending to be president of the United States. And we know he puts on masks when he's doing certain speeches. But then when he walks up and talks to little children after he takes the mask off, he usually sniffs their hair. There was another video of that this weekend, too. We didn't even want to show it to you. It's just so gross. But, you know, the things just become complete and ridiculous theater. Well, Joe Biden went to eat with Dr. Jill Biden, and she's a doctor, so she would know about the efficacy of masks. They went to eat at a very, very exclusive, very expensive restaurant in D.C. where, you know, when you're walking to your table, as you know, to be a good, safe American, you have to put your mask on. Well, when Joe was leaving, he wasn't wearing his mask. Here's 9 seconds of videotape. There he is, and he's holding his mask, and you saw Dr. Jill, and, you know, their lackeys are behind them, and they're wearing the masks. Anyway, it's not that this is just such a big deal, but it's like, Joe is not afraid of catching COVID. I don't know how many booster shots he's had and all of that stuff. He's 78 years old. You would think in a public place, the most powerful man in the United States would be very cautious. Wouldn't the doctor, you know, the White House doctor, be telling him exactly what to do? Wouldn't his Secret Service guys, you know, wouldn't they be like, Mr. President, you forgot to put your mask on? Not only is it a violation of the D.C. regulation, so you're going to get fined $1,000, which I'd love to see if Biden gets fined $1,000. Not only are you going to get fined, or I guess the restaurateur gets fined $1,000, not the patron, so we'll find out about that. But, you know, you probably, optics-wise, probably wouldn't be the best thing. So somebody there took video of him, and that's what a good citizen does, because these people don't care. They do not believe in their rules. And I don't even think Joe Biden really believes that COVID is real at this point. I think that if he did, that at his age and everything else, they would be taking no risks. But we played the video last week where Biden and Dr. Jill walk out of the helicopter and they have their masks on with their assistant, and the assistant's walking with the mask, and then she takes the mask off, and it's like, you obviously all weren't wearing the mask in the helicopter. Like, we know all of this stuff. Here's a little more from the post-millennial on this. On Saturday night, President Joe Biden was caught maskless, dining with First Lady Jill Biden inside the upscale Fiola Mare restaurant in Washington, D.C., an apparent violation of the district's indoor mask mandate. D.C. still requires all indoor diners to wear a mask unless they're actively eating and drinking. The president was filmed walking around without a mask. When greeted by reporters and by the public outside, Biden was met with cheers and a sole question of, "How was dinner, Mr. President?" No reporters questioned his lack of masking. So look, you guys know this is all theater and drivel and nonsense and has very little to do with anyone getting sick or not. The idea that we go into restaurants and when you sit at a table, somehow you're not going to catch COVID, but when you go to the bathroom, you should put a mask on. Or when you're not actively eating and drinking, which is also what they do on airplanes. Sitting somehow, I guess COVID, you know, goes around 5'7" is the average. What's the average height of a human being? Can I get an average height of a human being? Let's say about 5'8", something like that. The COVID must be floating around at that level. When you sit, what do we got? When you sit, COVID can't hit you. I mean, all of these nonsensical things. And Biden knows, as mangled and marbled as his brain is, Biden even knows that it's all sort of nonsense. The average height of a man, 5'6", that is short. That is, oh, Connor's very excited about that. Congratulations, Mr. Average. And the average height of a woman, 5'2". So I guess if you're above 5'6", you know, if people are breathing, so if you're 5'8", then why do you have to wear a mask? Because they're breathing, it's going this way. You can walk right past them. Anyway, it's all just theater and nonsense.